Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. 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 Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 and VA Claims Consulting, Leave No Vet Behind. And also, I'm a United States Army veteran. Today, I'm going live with you. We're going to be talking about some things that are going on within the VA as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. And I'm going to be taking some questions at the same time, well, in between time. So, excuse me. So with that being said, I just want to let everyone know that this live stream this evening is for educational and informational purposes only. Okay, it's not a guarantee of any VA benefits, or we're not guaranteeing any VA benefits or anything like that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So for returning subscribers, I definitely appreciate it. Look forward to always having you here and answering some of your questions along the way. So with that being said, let's keep the chatter down in the comment section so I can get to the questions in a timely manner. Sometimes, I'm lagging in probably about 60 seconds as I see questions on my end. So let's just keep that in mind. All right. So the first topic, well, before I get into that, I want to make sure, go ahead and make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button. And also you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay. So if everybody can just give me a thumbs up, make sure they can hear me as well. I did a YouTube video earlier in the week where I was doing a testimonial and I had my mic cut down by mistake. So I'm pretty sure when I started, you probably could hear me say test, 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 test. So I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me loud and clear. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. Gene, Seminole Ranger. Thank you. I appreciate the heads up. So first thing, I'm starting a monthly roundtable. Okay. A monthly veteran roundtable. It's not going to be a Q&A, but I'm going to have some live guests come in and speak. And the first roundtable is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So you can sign up on eventbrite.com. I will put the link, the sign up link in the chat window where you can go directly to the landing page and register. You have to share your video. Okay. And again, this is not a Q&A. It's going to be a roundtable. Tomorrow is the first KMD89 veteran roundtable. And I'm not going to have a guest speaker tomorrow, but what I'm going to talk about is the 5 ways of service connection. Okay. So I'm going to share a slide and I'm going to go through and talk about the 5 ways of service connection, because a lot of veterans, they don't understand that. And then they get denied and they don't understand why they denied. So I'm going to go over that. Okay. And then we're going to talk about it as veterans. All right. Some things, maybe people can share some things that they've seen in rating decisions as it pertains to favorable findings and when you claim things under the 5 ways of service connection. Okay. But next month, I already have a guest lined up. The topic is supposed to be this particular guest is going to talk about the protection rule. Okay. So she's already agreed to do it. But if it changes between now and then, I'll let you know. But I'm going to try to bring in some guests, and it's going to be every third Thursday, okay, from 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. You sign up. Again, you have to show your video. If you log in, it's going to be done by Zoom. You're going to get a Zoom link. So if you sign up, you log in, don't share your video, I'm going to remove you from the event. So in the past, all veterans, when I had events like this, all veterans that signed up, they actually shared their video. They could see me, I could see them, and it was very interactive. Okay, so don't forget, every third Thursday of each month. And if it falls on a week that I'm doing a live stream, I may move it to the following week, so it's not back-to-back events. Okay, but hey, you, my subscribers or people signed up, let me know. If you want me to do it in the same week, or it may fall on a different date than I do. Then I do these live streams. Okay. All right. Um, so uh, another topic I want to talk about, I did an interview with a Army veteran. I posted the video this past Monday, and she explained about the high-level review process. And then she explained step by step the high-level review informal conference. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I just uploaded it. This past Monday. Yeah. So uh, she was very educated. She watched a lot of my videos where I talked about questions that I would ask the decision review officer, and she gave a lot of information. And I would say, VA employees are often viewed in a negative light. This particular VA employee sounds like she did an outstanding job facilitating this informal conference for this particular veteran that I interviewed. So definitely go check it out. The veteran stated some positive things that the decision review officer gave the veteran. So all that information, it is in that video. I doubt that decision review officer will ever see this video, but if you just so happen to do it, I'll just say thank you, okay? Because from what the veteran stated, he did an outstanding job, and I want to thank that veteran again for doing that live testimonial, okay? So before I get into the next topic, I'm going to go ahead and take some questions, but make sure, again, you hit that like button, subscribe, notification, make sure you give a thumbs up to this particular video. I definitely appreciate it, okay? So, see, first question. Michael, I already had my CMP for PTSD, which I worked on by myself without any help. But while it was under high-level review, I also did my evaluation for depression through Vet Success. I told them to wait. I'm not understanding that question, Michael. You got like 4 comments here. If you can narrow that question down for me, I definitely appreciate it. It says letter in it, and those other questions answered by my private doctor. Michael, try and narrow that question down for me, and I'll come back to it, okay? Ashley says, if you disagree with a rating percentage for mental health, will I need to file a high-level review or increase? The question I have, Ashley, is do you have a copy of that CMP exam? And if you do, does that CMP exam show for that particular condition, if you can follow the CMP exam, does the exam show, should you be at 20%, 30%, 40%? Do you know the diagnostic code criteria? Because if you know the diagnostic code criteria, you can go through that CMP exam and kind of gauge where you think you should be, okay? So at the end of the day, it would be up to you if you want to do a high-level review. But if you do a high-level review, like that video I told you I posted this past Monday, I did ask that particular veteran, if you didn't have a copy of your claims folder, would you have been successful on high-level review? So you have to ask yourself that question, Ashley. Do you have a copy of that CMP exam? The remainder of the question, the CMP doc symptom notes described a higher percentage, but doc didn't check off every symptom in the DBQ. Again, so looking at the diagnostic code criteria for that particular condition that you claim, and then looking at that CMP exam. The information on that CMP exam, does it meet the criteria, the diagnostic code criteria for 0, 10, 20, or higher evaluation for that particular condition? But as it pertains to you doing a high-level review or increase, you would have to make that decision on your own if you want to do that. We don't tell veterans they should or they shouldn't do this. We do say, hey, what you should do is get educated, okay? So one, you got to look at what are you doing with your particular claim. Bill, received claims file and reviewed several times. Glad you got it, Bill. Found CMP examiner said my headaches are due to arthritis in the neck for injuries in service, but was denied for both. High-level review is up. The question I have for you, Bill, is what was the rationale for the denial, for the medical opinion, for the negative medical opinion? What did that doctor say? Why? And then once you see that rationale, then I think at that point, you could make the decision on, should you do a high level review or supplemental claim. But if you go back and look, you should have the CMP exam, and then there should be another document at the top. It should say medical opinion, or the medical opinion could be at the end of that actual CMP exam. So you're looking for the medical opinion and then the rationale that the doctor wrote stating why they provided a negative opinion. Okay. Oh, let me get back up top. Gene, Seminole Ranger, good evening, and so thankful for vets like Dwayne. Hey, I appreciate it. Gene, I like doing these. I was sitting back the other day, earlier this week, and I was like, what else can I do? And I came up with the idea of Veteran Roundtable. There's only going to be once a month for an hour. And like I said, I'm going to reach out to some other vets or other individuals to come on as guest speakers. Okay. And we're just going to talk about things. We got to educate each other. Okay. But we got to make sure we're getting the right and up-to-date information, because a lot of this VA claims information changes on a daily basis. Okay. Oh, sorry. Good to see you, Dwayne. And thanks for all you do to educate us veterans. Hey, not a problem. Thanks for joining us again. Oh, sorry. Definitely appreciate it. Yep, sounds good. Thanks for the heads up for the volume check. Yep, loud and clear. Hey, Benny, how we doing? Okay, there we go, Frack. Go Mob. Hey, thanks again for the super chat, the funds. And also, last live stream, I shared our website to show the schools that we adopted. So when you do a super chat like Lil Rock did here, that goes into our budget for the 2 schools that we adopted. They're on our website. I may show it again, but it's on our website. We're updating the pictures. I don't think we have the pictures up of the donation of the refrigerators from Home Depot, because I haven't went to the website today. But hopefully our social media person has did that. If not, I won't show it. I'll wait till next time. But thank you for all the donations. Those go towards the school supplies. I think we purchased a microwave through Home Depot. Home Depot donated a couple of huge refrigerators, and I took them over to the school last Monday. And these refrigerators were so deep. I drive a Chevy pickup truck, and I have an extended bed, and I was barely able to close the tailgate. That's how wide, that's how deep those refrigerators were. And they donated 2 refrigerators and 2 microwaves to the school. Okay. And they were definitely appreciative. So as soon as we got the pictures, but as soon as my social media person gets those up to the website, updated on the website, uploaded to the website, I will show everybody. Okay. Good evening. How are the school donation going? I just talked about it, y'all. Definitely. Yeah, they're going good. They're going good. The schools here in Florida, they have like a national career day. So what we're going to do, we have 4 individuals, a lawyer, a psychologist, a veteran, actually not a veteran, but an active duty military service member. He's in Kuwait. They're going to bring him in on Zoom live. So he's going to be doing a career day live with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders all the way from Kuwait. So we're definitely excited about that. We're going to get some pictures for that. So I asked, my team and we asked for professionals in the local area to come out to the school and actually do like a 40-minute presentation. They're going to be talking about how education played a key role in helping them to achieve their personal goals for their professions, and talking about, one is a vet, so he's going to be talking about that as well, but just how education played a role. So we're doing a lot with that. We're really excited. So thanks for asking, Tom. I definitely appreciate it. Osar says, I have a supplemental claim for back pending decision. I just submitted a new claim for sciatica. Will VA combine these 2 claims, which could delay the decision or adjudicate them separate? Okay. The way that works, Osar, if you look at the DBQ, on the old back DBQ, there actually was a radiculopathy box where you could check for that particular condition. Now on the new one, there's not. But if the doctor puts, I think if you check other and put radiculopathy, sciatica of the lower extremities, but there is a section, I think on page 5, 6, or 7, or somewhere like that, it started talking about sensation, reflex. That's radiculopathy. So if the doctor remarks on that DBQ or CMP exam that you have a diagnosis of radiculopathy and fills out that section, then they should service connect you for that. Okay, so just be cognizant of that. Go out there and look at that back DBQ, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Fuller says, Roger Fuller says, Dwayne, have you heard of anybody getting letters from the VA saying sorry for the delay? We'll get to your claim as soon as possible, but it shows it's closed. I received 2 of those letters. Those letters are computer generated that go out, but I haven't heard of anybody receiving one and the claim is actually closed. Okay. What I have been hearing is veterans' claims are closed and either the claim was denied or granted, and they haven't received a rating decision. And they had to call the VA call center and say, hey, can you email me a copy of my decision letter? Now, obviously, if you were granted, you can get a disability breakdown letter to include the diagnostic codes, and you can see that grant before you get that rating decision. If you don't know how to do it, go to down to the description section of this video or any other video, and I put how I received that disability breakdown letter. If it's not on there and it's closed, then more than likely they denied the claim. Okay. Jay says, what's up, Dwayne? I officially finished my 20 years last Friday. Hey, congratulations. I see you smoking that stogie there. So let us know, hey, what are you playing? What are your plans, Jay? Are you going to go to work or are you just going to sit out back and hang out? Okay, so congratulations on that 20 years. Okay, Save Fam says, is it common for drones not to read a veteran's arguments that are attached to the high-level review? That's going to be up to that person that's doing that high-level review or reviewing that's assigned to your high-level review. Again, I just interviewed a veteran that went through the high-level review and the informal conference, and she stated she asked the veteran, I did a video where I was like, if I had to do a high-level review informal conference, what questions would I ask? And she actually watched that video and asked those questions. And one of those questions was, she asked the decision review officer, one, are you the one, what's your name? What regional office are you work out of? The 3-digit designation for that regional office. And then one of the other questions was, have you did a review of my claim for my high-level review? And the DRO said yes. I've talked to other veterans where they asked that question and some of the decision review officers said, no, I have not done a review, which was surprising to me. Okay. So it's going to depend on the individual. Okay. Vo Oob says, do you also help vets do intent to file? Those are pretty much easy. I don't help, I educate. So again, if you go to the description section of this video, or any other video, I believe I put in there how I did an intent to file. But intent to file is easy. You can start a claim online and not complete the claim. I believe they changed that. It should be a section online where you can say, I want to do an intent to file, or you can call the 800-827-1000 and you can say, hey, I'm calling today to do an intent to file for compensation. Okay. I knew someone that did that. They didn't follow up with the call center and say, hey, I'm calling back. I want to, I called in and did an intent to file for compensation over the phone. I just want to confirm that it actually was taken. They didn't do that. They actually did get service connected, and it went from the date of claim and not the date of an intent to file. I did that, I think, on my last claim, and I received a letter in the mail saying they received my intent to file for compensation. Okay. Fritz says, good evening, sir. I was recently denied sleep apnea, service connected to back pain. What do you think I should do? if you don't get a copy of that exam, like I was telling Ashley, I think it was Ashley, a young lady's name earlier, you know, uh, you have to, I'm curious to see what was the rationale for the negative decision that was provided. Once you see that, then, think about you claiming sleep apnea. Where does that fall under the 5 ways of service connection? So obviously, the way you claimed it was on a secondary basis. Can you claim it another way under the 5 ways of service connection? And what does that criteria look like? Okay. But I think first, I would ask, have you requested a copy of your claims folder? If you have it, have you reviewed the C&P exam? What is the rationale that was provided by the C&P examiner for the negative medical opinion? Okay, yep. Should I go to my local VBA for them to file my claim since my VSO is being a lame duck? You know what, Tom? I think the first time I filed a claim, I did it. I think the second claim, I had my VSO do it. After that, I did everything myself. I just took matters in my own hand and I did everything myself. So that's a decision that you're going to have to make on your own. Now, I have been hearing from vets that due to COVID and a lot of offices have been closed, that they can't get a hold of their VSOs, which is unfortunate. So at that point, do you take matters into your own hand? Okay. So just a quick break from the questions. Make sure you hit that like button. We got about 55 people. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and also share this with other veterans. If you're coming in late, I did state earlier that I'm creating a monthly roundtable every third Thursday of every month. Tomorrow is going to be the first one. It's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am going to get the link right now. I know I had it somewhere. And put it in the I'm gonna put it in the chat comments box for everyone, so you can see, you can get registered. I believe that we still have some seats available for that. So let's see. I want to right. Got so many passwords. I should already had it up. I apologize, but again, in there, we're going to be talking about tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about the 5 ways of service connection. Okay. So, what does that look like? What are the 5 ways of service connection? And I did a couple of videos. I did one last year and I did one last September, step 1 on the VA claims process, and how the 5 ways of service connection. So, if you're claiming something, then you have to figure out, okay, where does that fall under the 5 ways of service connection? And then that's where your journey starts. So I did a couple of videos out there on that, and those didn't get a lot of views. I thought they would get more because a lot of people were asking, about to start the process. How did I start it? If I had to do it over again, what would I do differently? And I just shared those in the in a couple of videos. A lot of good information there. So definitely you want to check those out. Okay. I'm almost there with the event. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we still got a few seats left. So I'm going to put it, if you want to sign up, it is now in the chat box, and I'll be putting that in there periodically through the night. So it's tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. That young lady was on target. Yeah, hey, she was, Gene. And I'm really appreciative to her for sharing that. So when I saw that comment, I was like, hey, we got to capture this so other veterans can kind of see how she was successful. And I'm not saying that that's a guarantee that you'll be successful in Howler review, because obviously she had, the decision review officer was extremely nice, and kudos out to that VA employee. Instead of just letting everything sit on their desk for 6 months and then magically remember the docs only to give a denial. I don't think it sits in their queue for that long, but yeah, it's I think the wait times have been reduced, extremely reduced since like '09, 2010 when I started the process. A lot of things will get done a lot faster. But again, that veteran did state how she went out and got educated, and then how did she prepare herself for that high level review informal conference. And a lot of veterans are not doing that. Okay. So you definitely want to make sure you do your due diligence when you do that. Okay. Oh, if you do a high level review. Kevin, so you got that Bruce Lee picture, and I think that's from Enter the Dragon when he was teaching the young student, and he hit him on the head and he say, "Or you will miss all that heavenly glory." Okay, all right. I digress. Any advice on what CFRs and 21-5? The M21-5 people is the M21 reference for the appeals process or the higher level review process. The M21-1 is for the regular rating process. Okay. Laws and policies include in a high level review legal administrative argument for sleep apnea claim appeals in general. Kevin, that's going to depend on how did you claim it. Did you claim it pre-service aggravation, direct? Obviously not increased because you're not service connected, secondary, or pre-service aggravation is something. I'm not pre-service, but presumptive due to something. And if you were denied, do you have a copy of your claims folder? If you have a copy of your claims folder, what's the rationale that was provided for the negative opinion? Okay. And I think that'll help you go forward with, finding information in 38 CFR and M21 reference. Okay. Trying to get through these questions, people. Give me a second. Okay. So what do you think of having a doctor out of state writing a nexus letter? So Frank, a nexus letter alone without a DBQ, but what I've been hearing a lot of vets state that some adjudicators are not accepting DBQs from doctors out of state just because they don't feel comfortable using, which is totally bogus. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to use it as long as that DBQ, and if you need a nexus statement along with that DBQ, is actionable and sufficient. When they say they just don't feel comfortable, then they're letting their personal feelings come into making that decision. So understand what that looks like and what makes your DBQ actionable and sufficient. I just did I think it was last Friday, uploaded a video where I talked about what makes a DBQ insufficient, and your doctor being out of state was not one of the reasons. Okay. Jay says involved in a MVA while on active duty. Medical records show back injury after MVA, diagnosed with depression by VA after service. Filed for mental health disorder, but denied. Should I file for PTSD? Okay, Jay, again, depression. Just because you go out and get diagnosed at the VA after service does not mean you could automatically get service connected on the VBA benefits administration side. Under the 5 ways of service connection, where does that depression fall under? PTSD, same thing. You want to claim PTSD? 1, what is the stressor? And where does it fall under the 5 ways of service connection? Okay. I am at SMC P2. I was denied for a high level of aid in attendance under 3.38 CFR 3.352. I applied for regular basic level aid in attendance under 3.352. Any reason why I wasn't rated under that? I don't know, Lonnie. I don't have the 38 CFR pulled up, but yeah, you have to look at the rating decision. I have to look at everything that you're service connected for. How did you get the SMC-P2? When you get to that level, you need that rating code sheet because it's going to have that formula. It's going to have the not the formula, but I call it a formula, but it will have I'm trying to think. When you have the rating code sheet, you'll see the SMC codes. That's what it is. The SMC codes getting you the SMC P2. And I'm surprised that they haven't already granted aid and attendance in there. But I don't know. I don't have that particular 38 CFR memorized. I think I did a video on SMCs and aid and attendance. SMCL, excuse me, was one. And I think it gives a description. I don't have my book readily available for that, so I do apologize. But that's going to be a very detailed review. But my question to you, Lonnie, do you have a copy of your claims file? And if you do, have you reviewed that rating code sheet with the SMC codes? Trucker says, good evening all. When a VA medical exam is requested, should the examiner consider all the evidence when giving their opinion? Can they opine on only one piece of the evidence? They should be looking at everything. Now, if they actually do that, who knows? But they should be looking at everything. Mike Harrington, I have a predetermination hearing tomorrow, but I'm currently 100%. Study up for that predetermination hearing. But thank you for the super chat, the $5 again. I want everybody to know when you do when you give money, it goes into a budget that we have set up for a couple of schools that we've adopted. Okay, I'm looking at our website now. We got one new picture up here of the microwave and a Home Depot supervisor, but so I won't bother about sharing that. But it don't have the refrigerators. But predetermination hearing, is that a regular? Are they trying to do a proposal to reduce? Is the question, Mike. But thank you for the super chat. So, Mike, let me know if it's a proposal to reduce, and we can talk a little bit more about that. All right, Miss Hayes says, hey, Dwayne. Hey, what's going on, Miss Hayes? I'm at 90%. I have a supplemental back claim that I refile as well as secondary Ptsd claim. Should I just claim Tdlu or keep fighting for 100% schedule? Now, Miss Hayes, I did a video on individual unemployability last year. But keep in mind, on that 8940, it asks which service-connected conditions, not non-service-connected conditions, but which service-connected conditions prevent you from gainful employment. And when you put those service-connected conditions in there, that's a claim for increase. TDIU or IU claim is not a standalone claim. It's a claim for increase for the conditions that you're stating prevent you from gainful employment. Okay. I haven't loaded the link to find the 21 dash and 25 here on your YouTube. Do you have a link? Give me 1 second, Kevin. I'll get it right now because I keep it where in my favorites. So I'm going to give you the link for the M21-5. Okay. You can start your search there. I know I saw it somewhere. And I did a class, and I may do it again, where I was showing people how to do a search in the M21. So I may do that again on one of the roundtables. Okay. So Mike, here it is. I'm putting it, it's in the chat box. That's the link for the the M21-5 appeals and reviews. Okay. So if you go up into the search box, you do a keyword search and you can get through that M21 and find what you're looking for. Okay. Vince, when applying for Tdlu, how long should I expect to wait for a decision after my last CMP exam? Everyone, there's no default time that you're going to have or anybody can give you after you have your CMP exam. Oh, well, they should have a rating decision in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. There's a lot of things that could happen. They could send that exam back. They could, ask you for some more information. And so it's not a default time that I don't think anyone can give you. You could actually get a decision in a week, or it could be 2 months or 3 weeks or whatever. So there's no default time. Mike, a contractor intervened in March after the new rules were put in effect, but I was seen in January. Okay. So, Mike, again, the predetermination here is it for is it for a proposal to reduce? Okay. All right. So before I get into any other questions, um, another thing I wanted to talk about. I received an email from the VA earlier this week where it states uh, VA is to hire more employees to help with the backlog. Um, and I can't remember that number that they were supposed to hire. But if you receive that email, don't get too excited. I think it's a good thing because people are getting jobs. And I think eventually it should help with the backlog. But keep in mind, when people get hired, they have to be trained. Okay. That takes a certain time period. Maybe everybody doesn't pan out. You got people retiring at the same time. You got people going into other positions within the VA. Okay. But when I was a rater, it was literally 24 months where I felt comfortable, where I was just doing rating decisions. Okay. 24 months. Now, some people I hired in with, it made it, they probably was comfortable within 12 months. It's a lot of information. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And then, we just had a lot, veterans withdraw from Afghanistan. So there's going to be a lot of claims coming in still. And then you're hiring people, but they're in training. But those claims are still coming. So that backlog is just going to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. And that's one thing that I kind of disagree with the VA, because hiring more people, can that be helpful in reducing the backlog? Yes, but it's not in my top 5. If I was in a position, executive manager level, one, how can we educate vets to help us maneuver these claims a lot faster? Now, I think over the past 10 years, VA has done a very good job in implementing different systems to help their employees. But obviously, there's still a lot more work to be done. So if you take a private manager in a private sector that works for a Fortune 500 company and you put them in somewhere like the VA, they're going to make good managers because they're going to look at their process and they're going to say, okay, we need to implement this new improvement process. We may need to do some focus groups with veterans. We may need to do town halls on educating veterans. We may need to do lunch and learns, things like I'm doing. Get feedback from the veteran on, hey, what's going on? So when veterans send in claims, their claims are rateable and they can go right to the rating activity and get done. And, VSRs shouldn't be scheduling exams when veterans submit DBQs and nexus statements if that information is actionable and sufficient, because once they send it out for an exam, that's just creating to the backlog. When they have the information that the RVSR can use, send it to the RVSR and be done with it. So I think, it's good. I'm always in agreement with people having jobs, but is it going to make a dent in the backlog soon? I don't think so. Okay. It was another topic I was going to talk about that came out about Army vet accused of faking paralysis to get $1 million in VA benefits. I'm not going to go into detail on that. I'm pretty sure, some people saw that. But one thing I did want to talk about is, if you're claiming something, make sure it's on the up and up. Okay. Because, things like this, unfortunately, happen, but just make sure, you're doing what you supposed to be doing as a veteran. So if it falls under 5 ways of service connection, and no matter how many times it gets denied, if you feel that you should be granted or warranted that particular, service connected condition, then, hey, don't give up until you get it. But, just keep in mind, I always tell people when you go to these CMP exams, make sure you be honest, because when you go to these exams, and I was doing a training today for a particular veteran, and I was like, I remember going to one of my CMP exams, and he just kept asking me the same question, but in a different way. And I told him, I said, look, one thing about the truth is it never changes. So my answer is not changing. Stop trying to trip me up. and then we were able to move on with the exam. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get back to the questions, but make sure you get those likes up. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button. If you're coming in late, don't forget, got my first town hall tomorrow. I did put that link in the chat box to sign up. I will put it in again. Okay, so if you want to sign up, again, you have to share your video. If you don't share your video, you will be removed from the Zoom. Okay, you can receive separate ratings for radiculopathy, sciatica, and femoral nerve. Yes. So on that DBQ, it asks, is it femoral? You can actually have 10% for femoral, 10% for sciatica in the right lower extremity and in the left lower extremity. Okay. Gene, hey, thanks again for that super sticker. I definitely appreciate it. Again, all these go to our outreach program. We're trying to get pictures updated on our website of things that we're doing. So we're going to have more pictures, especially next month when we do the career day for one of the schools. So a lot of those funds, all those funds go to helping these schools in low income areas in some form or fashion. Okay. Roy says, hey, Dwayne, how is the process for filing for CMP different for guard reserves from active duty? The good question. Think about if you reserve or guard, when were you called to active duty? Okay, that's the main difference. It can be if you have during the active duty for training, if you have an LOD, line of duty. But yeah, I did like an hour video for a reserve unit. I can't think of it. Oh, the gentleman's name is Ray Blackman. So if you type in Ray Blackman, he used to do videos. He's a CPA. He used to do videos on the last year. He did them on the stimulus checks for businesses. So he posted it on his YouTube channel. Okay. And it's like an hour, hour and a half, a couple of hours, I think, where I talked to a reserve unit. Okay. One of the issues is that the knee now covers the lower leg. So stress fractures are covered under knee ratings. It's going to depend on the diagnosis that the examiner gives, shin splints, and then, the diagnosis, and then that's going to depend on the knee rating that you will get, Mike. Justin, I recently ignored my CMP exam because I want them to use my medical evidence for PTSD. How long would it take them to make a decision? Justin and other vets, there's no default time frame for you getting a rating decision or any vet getting a rating decision. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be 2 months. Who knows? They could go out for further development. Okay. All right. So we got about 17 minutes. I'm going to continue to take some questions. I don't have any other topics to talk about other than those. So make sure we get those likes up. Okay. Royce, Gene says, congrats on the 20. All right. I'm retiring to Florida like you. Okay, where you going, Jay? You going down? You gonna retire on South Beach? Start a YouTube channel. Hey, Justin, I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, just keep in mind that there's no default time for to get the decisions done. Okay, hopefully. Again, the wait times are a lot less now than they were 10 years ago. Trust me. My first rating decision, it was a year to the week that I filed my claim. 1 whole year. A lot of people are filing claims and getting decisions in a month. Talked to one of our clients, submitted a claim on Wednesday evening. They, I think QTC or VS Services, someone, a third-party contractor, called them that following Monday to schedule the exams. So within a matter of like 3.5 business days, he got an exam. It took 10 months for me to get my first CMP exams back in 2009, 2010. 10 months opposed to 3.5 days. So VA has come a long way. Okay. Some people wait longer than that, or sometimes less. Jeff, is your claims file from regional office supposed to have everything the CMP examiner looked at on the CD and include military, medical? Yes. Yes. Now, do those examiners look at everything? Inquiring minds like to know. A lot of CMP exams, they say they do, but I've heard veterans say that the examiners say, oh, I don't have time to look at all that. So if that's the case, how are you making these decisions? You top sheeting. So I think every examiner is different. You may have some that go through. I've seen some CMP exams that I reviewed for veterans where the CMP examiner did do a thorough review because they listed dates. I reviewed service treatment records and veteran received for this particular condition on this date, it was noted a diagnosis of this. The plan, the assessment was this, the plan was it. And I'm like, wow, they actually looked at it. And then some examiners didn't put anything other than they reviewed the claims folder. Okay. And Justin, please don't ignore your CMP. Yeah. Now if you had a DBQ, I had a DBQ done. I knew they could have used it, so there was no need for a CMP exam. So I decided not to go, but you have to make that decision. Okay. You have to make that decision. But if you don't have a DBQ and you think that the evidence is enough, you definitely rolling the dice, because then you got to think about the exam that you're going for. And then what is that diagnostic code criteria? Is that in that evidence that you have? If it's not, and that CMP exam, it cannot go so good. Okay. Oh, and thank you so much for doing this. Hey, no problem, Jeff. Love doing it. Dennis, exam done at VA with results of DBQ are in my blue button records. The rater hasn't done anything yet, but it shows less likely as not from doctor, but it showed a diagnostic code instead of secondary. Yeah. Well, Dennis, you bring up a good point. Whenever you do a CMP exam at the VA, you can go into your blue note under My Healthy Vet and see it. But if you do it at a third-party contractor, that exam will not be uploaded to your blue note. Okay. But Dennis, what was the rationale for the negative opinion that was provided? That's the question. Okay. Mike, everyone take notice that musculoskeletal ratings have changed effective February 2021. I did a YouTube video on that. I talked about a little bit. Not all of the musculoskeletal ratings changed, but Mike, are you talking about as it pertains to the knee replacement? Because before, if you had a knee replacement, you get 13 months convalescent under paragraph 30, and then they changed it to, I believe, like 4 months, 3 or 4 months or something like that. So I did a video where I was talking about things that veterans, I gave different scenarios that could actually impact that 4 months and turn it into 8 months, 10 months, and 13 months. Okay. So definitely go to my channel and look for that video. Vu, thank you. Not a problem. You're welcome. Luis Martinez, can Vertigo get service connected by itself? Because my CMP examiner gave me Meniere's, but I filed for Vertigo. Can I still get service connection for Vertigo if my other CMP here tonight is giving me an unfavorable opinion? Vertigo, I believe I would have to look in the rating criteria for audio. I want to say Vertigo falls under peripheral vestibular, which is occasional dizziness, and dizziness, which is vertigo. Those are equilibrium off. Okay. And I want to say it's 10%. I don't have the diagnostic code memorized. Okay. But yeah, you can get service connected for it by itself. Again, where does it fall under the 5 ways of service connection? Ms. Grill received some ratings, but they still show as pending. So the ratings that you received, were they positive? And it could be they just haven't closed them out for some reason. So yeah, did they give a positive? Did you get service connected, or were you denied for them? Okay, so this is the link for the roundtable for tomorrow. Okay, So you can click on that, put it in your browser, and get signed up. We still got seats available. Let me see if anybody signed up while we've been on here. Yep, had 4 people signed up. I'm going to open it up right now, and I'm going to add some additional seats. Okay, but that's the link. Again, you gotta you have to share your video. If you don't share your video, you will be removed. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about the 5 ways of service connection, and eventually we're going to have some. So I just added some more seats right now. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So we're going to have some guests next month. I've asked someone to come on with 36 years VA experience. They're retired now, to talk about the protection rule, because a lot of veterans, they don't understand the protection rules. Okay. So we got about a little less than 10 minutes. I'm going to try to get through the rest of these questions. Make sure we get those like buttons up, the likes up in the for this video. Was awarded Tdlu, shelter work environment, and SMC. Also had 2 other claims on hold. If those claims raised me at 100% schedule, would I lose the SMC? Should I withdraw them? You shouldn't lose the SMC, but again, I would have to see everything that you did from Tdlu now to answer that question. Again, what do you have SMCs for? And what the criteria did you have to meet for those SMCs? And if you still meet that criteria for those SMCs after 100, it shouldn't. But without looking at everything, I can't, it'd be hard to answer that question. More information will have to be reviewed, okay? All right, we got a lot of questions. I'm going to try to get through these, everyone, so bear with me. Thank you. Hey, appreciate it, Vu. Thanks for the live. Check va.gov for any updates on your claim. Yep, they switched my info from e-benefits to va.gov. The VA denied me and closed my claim. Yeah, I've been seeing now that I think they're doing some type of transition. When you log in e-benefits, depending on what you're doing, it's taking you over to va.gov. And Willie Marshall, what is your service-connected percentage? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, Vu. Thanks for that super chat. I appreciate it. Don't feel it's like a finger pointing to the moon. Don't think, feel. Okay. Please note, VA accepts only certain medical literature journals from C and P examiners. Please check with your exam to ask which medical journal they intended to cite. Yeah, Mike, a lot of VA examiners, they don't cite medical journals. Some do, which is a good thing, I think, but then some don't. Okay. And Mike, I think I said SMC 1. Okay. Gun Guy. Hey, what's going on, Gun Guy? Says, hello, veterans. Okay. And this is the appeals, the M21-5 for appeals and reviews. Okay. So if anybody is looking in the M21 for the appeals and reviews, this is the link for that. Okay. Vu, I sent a super chat. I'm not sure if YouTube processed. Yep, I just saw it. Again, thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Gene says 2,000, 3,000 new. Hired 2,000 people, and they said about 2024 they should take care of 100,000 claims. Like I say, I don't agree with that. Those people got to get trained up. And what about the claims that are coming in while they're getting trained up and getting comfortable? How many people may not pan out? I think it was 2,000. They said. So yeah, it's not going to be, we hired 2,000 people this month. Next month, you see a dip in the backlog. Nah. You got to get managers in there that understand process improvement. Okay. Mandatory overtime, hire more people. I don't think that's a process improvement that's going to be high on the list for the backlog. That's just my opinion. Okay. Dwayne, I meant that as a question. Moving to Florida for retirement. Should you move to Florida as a retirement? I got denied for PUB. I don't know what that is. PUB. Broderick, how long does it take to receive claims file? I've been waiting 3 months, but I've been hearing 3 to 18 months, been waiting. It just depends. One of my counterparts here came to 89. He got his in 4 months. Mine came in 11 months. Okay. But I did a video about can you file a complaint? I filed a complaint with the VA. I did a VA video December 27th of last year. I think it's named How Can You File? Can you file a complaint in an inquiry with the VA? Okay. Got to run to Wayne. See you Thursday for Roundtable. No problem, Gene. While you will not lose your SMC, it's included with the percentage. Yeah. But again, just think about how did you get that SMC, the criteria. So it could be a little bit more into that. Okay. Broderick, be patient. It took 10 months to get mine. Yep. Here's a link to the event for tomorrow, the Roundtable. Have you heard of Paul's Act for veterans? Do you have any info? No, I have not. Sorry about that, Ron. It took me 11 months to get my first exam. Man, I know I don't know why it takes so freaking long. Charles, hello, Mr. Kimball. I will inquire with Candy 89. Go Mob. All right, Blue Fight. There it is. Clint Eastwood. Okay, I just saw that. How do I go about making my 100% rating permanent total? I have 12 ratings. 11 of them are static, and the headaches is non-static. How do I get permanent total? So I did a video about routine future exams. Okay, so whenever you have that, then they have set up for a routine exam. If they don't make a condition static, there's nothing stating that a veteran can't go out and get a DBQ done from their own private physician and submit that to justify their routine future. There's nothing stating that they have to wait, meaning the veteran has to wait the 2 years or 5 years or whatever their routine future. So if you have a routine future, there's nothing stating that you can't go out and get a DBQ done and submit it to satisfy their routine future, especially if you know what it is. Okay. Not showing up to a CMP exam is the easy way to get denied. I almost made that mistake. It's definitely nerve-wracking. Yeah, I didn't show up for mine because I had a DBQ for one of mine, two actually. I had a DBQ that they could have used, but the VSR decided to request an exam. I was like, no, I'm not going because I know the rater could use my DBQs and rate the claim. I didn't go, and guess what? I received the increase. Now, I'm not saying not to go, but that's going to be up to you. If you feel that your DBQ is actionable sufficient, then you have to make that decision if you want to go to your CMP exam. Okay, you say you're in Palm Coast. Okay. If I was medically retired over 10 years ago, but put on a VA code, but never rated for that code until recently, do I have the right to file for early effective date? You got to understand effective dates. Okay. So if you got out 10 years ago, no, they will not go all the way back to those 10 years. It normally is like the intent to file, date of claim, facts found, or date entitlement arose. Those are normally the different, reasonings for assigned effective dates. Clint, all have to be static. Yep. The doctor said nothing in service treatment records, but it was secondary to service-connected mental health with weight gain as intermediate step. High-level review is next when I get my letter. Okay, make sure you get educated. Watch that video of the interview I did with the veteran this past Monday. Okay, are they supposed to send you every one thing they looked at in your claims file? They're not going to say, your claims file is going to be everything that they have on record of you that's in that claims file. Now, again, if the examiner looks at everything, that's something different. Hi, Wayne, where do you search for previous citations and decisions on VA cases? On the VA's website. You're going to have to, that's going to take some time because there's a lot of VA cases out there. But to narrow that search, you can start with the M21, especially if you know the topic that you're looking for. You can put that keyword in the M21 and then start your search there. And when you're looking at certain M21 references, then at the bottom, a court case that referenced that particular topic will be highlighted in blue. Okay. But yeah, you're going to be in there a while, depending on what you're looking for. Okay. Oh, okay. This is the last question. So we're going to wrap it up now because we're right at that hour. C. Brown says, how do you know if your ratings are static? I did a video on routine future exams, and I showed a slide where I talked about if in the narrative section of that DBQ it states, since there's a likelihood of improvement, that's where this sentence is going to start out. If you see that, then your condition is not static. They'll assign the routine future. But C. Brown, go to my channel, type in RFE or routine future exams, and that video should pop up. Check it out. Can you explain a little on sharing our video? What should be in it? Can you explain a little on sharing our video? I don't understand that, Tom. Our video. When you log into the Zoom, you click on join with video. So you can see me and I can see you. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. I didn't, I totally forgot. Okay. He's talking to gun guy. Okay. Thanks, man. Not a problem. Hi, Dwayne. Thanks. Learn from your channel that the decision in a denial could possibly be the answer in an appeal. Okay. Yeah. Good luck with, your appeal, high level review. Check out the video, the testimonial I did that I dropped this past Monday. Okay. All right, everyone. This is the last question. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget, got the Veteran Roundtable tomorrow. Eric says, hi, I'm ETSing and I'm going to live overseas. Can I still do my VA appointment overseas? Those overseas claims are handled by certain regional offices. So things have changed since COVID. So I don't know. I haven't talked to veterans that's overseas right now and how those exams work. I know the last veteran, he was stationed in France. He had to take a 3 or 4 hour train ride to Paris. And then they sent him to Germany on 5 hours. So, and that was last year. So I'm pretty sure some of the processes changed. I know he said for one exam, he had to go to the embassy. So it depends on where you're stationed. But looking at M21, and it should tell you, depending on where you live in, I think Houston regional office, they handle all the claims like in South America and the Caribbean. Pittsburgh, I think they handle claims in the Far East, the Middle East, Far East. And I don't know who handles the claims of veterans living in Europe. But I know Pittsburgh and Houston, and I think Louisville maybe handles some claims out of state. But if you go to the M21, just type in Houston, type in Louisville, type in Pittsburgh, and do a keyword search, and then that could narrow down if you live in the Philippines or if you're moving to Saudi Arabia or Germany, wherever. It'll tell you the regional office that handles those claims. And it could be a change update on, because I'm pretty sure due to COVID, because obviously if you're going to see a civilian doctor over there, it could be the restrictions could be different. The COVID restrictions could be different for in-person exams opposed to going to doctors here in the States. Okay. No, I got job offer in American Embassy in Kenya. Whew. Yeah. And I'm almost curious to who handles the claims in Africa. So yeah, I know like the client in Europe, he went to the embassy and saw some examiners there. So Kenya, where those claims could be handled, that I don't know. Okay. One last question. Can I get my mom aid in attendance even if she doesn't live with me? Is she getting spousal aid in attendance or is she a veteran? I'm currently stationed at Fort Bragg. Okay, Eric, are you 82nd Airborne? Okay. Through VES services. Okay. All right. So, hey, everyone, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hey, thanks again for joining me this evening. Our next live stream is Wednesday after next. I'm trying to get DJ, my counterpart. We want to do a mock hearing. We want to show you how a predetermination hearing goes. So if you're getting adverse action, they're proposing to reduce you, we're going to do a script with the script that the facilitator has to follow. So I may get DJ to act as the RVSR, and I'll be the disgruntled veteran coming in for that hearing. All right. So just keep that in mind. Also, don't forget to go to our website, kmd89.com, kmd89.com, to see our outreach program with schools that we adopted. Again, our veteran roundtable is coming up once a month, every third Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so definitely check that out. So who we got? It says mock CMP after that. Hey, you know what? We might do that. I might be the doctor, and then DJ might be the veteran. But yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, we might do that. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll record it on Zoom, we'll edit it, and then we'll upload it as a video. We won't do it live. Okay. Nice chat, lots of use info, and clarify for those that are new to this. Thank you. Hey, not a problem. All right. So, hey, thanks again. Before you log out, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification button. When you hit that notification button, you'll get notified when I'm going live, when I've uploaded a video, and things of that nature. Okay. So thanks again. If you're still in the claims process, good luck with your claim. And if I don't see you in one of my educational trainings or roundtables, I'll see you in my next educational video or live stream. All right. Take care. Thanks.